You will never figure out who you are until you stop living for the approval of others. What's up, girly pops? Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome, welcome, welcome. I am so happy to have you here. Happy spring. I hope all is well. It is sunny here. This past weekend was 90 something degrees Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Please, I am not ready for this, Texas. I am not ready for this. I'm not equipped for this. Give me like a transition period. What are we doing, babe? Okay. Let's jump into it. This is how I became a recovering people pleaser. Yes, recovering, because I am still working at it every single day. If I would have known in my 20s what I know now in my 30s, I would have saved myself so much heartache and self-doubt. It's not anything groundbreaking. In fact, I've been told this my entire life because I became a people pleaser at a very young age. So it affected me from a very young age until like yesterday, girl. I never thought I cared what people thought of me, but I did. I really did. Like, I based all of my decisions on whether or not someone else was going to find it weird, whether or not the people in my town, whether or not the people on social media or my family would think it was weird. Let's go back to the beginning. No, but really, let's go back to when I started becoming a people pleaser, because it was at a young age and we need to like understand that to like understand how to move forward. I've always known that I'm, how do you say, different. I never felt like I fit in, or like I truly fit in with any one group of people, of friends. It always felt like they all connected and they were all sure of who they were and they completely fit into those groups, but I never fully fit in. So I was friends with everyone. Like, I can remember having real friendships with so many different types of people because I could see myself, like a little piece of myself in each one. And so I never felt as if I was connected to anyone or like I fit in anywhere. Growing up, you're told that you can be anything you want to be as long as it's not different. Don't go against the status quo. I was never inherently told that I couldn't do like certain things or hang out with certain group or like wear a certain type of clothes or anything like that, but it was just sort of implied. Phrases that seem harmless, like, are you sure? Wow, that seems like a lot. How will you do all that? I don't. Have you thought about this? Have you thought about that? Which sometimes it can be well meaning, but, and maybe I'm on the spectrum, but to me, it's kind of like, or it always was, it felt like you're doing too much. You're in over your head. Why would you even think you could do that? I started caring what people thought about me at a really, really young age. When I was in second grade, I was, I guess, chunky compared to the rest of the girls, compared to the rest of the kids. I was a chunky kid. And looking back now, or like looking at my kid who is kind of the same size that I was then, I do not understand how people could call me fat. I don't, it blows my mind. But that is when I started internalizing that people can have an opinion about me, even if I don't see it, even if I've never seen it, even if no one else has ever pointed it out. Now I realize that other people see you different than you see yourself. So I started doing whatever it took to be normal. Since I couldn't be skinny, I at least just wanted to be normal. So I became kind of a bully because everyone else was a bully, everyone else was being mean. So I wanted to fit in. I wanted to point out things about other people to get the attention off of me so that people would kind of look at me as more like them. And in turn, I think that kind of made me popular and put me into a certain category of people. So flash forward, when I was about 10 years old, I wanted to skateboard. It was like MTV was so popular, Bam Margera, like all the things. And I wanted to skateboard so badly. So my mom bought me etnies and a skateboard. And I learned how to skateboard. I would go to the school, and that was the only place that had like a sidewalk in town. And so I would go to the school and I would ride it. And I started to kind of become pretty good. I was working on a kick flip when I told this kid in my class who did skateboard. He's like from Colorado or California or something. And so he was like a true skateboarder. and I told him, or it somehow got brought up in class because I wasn't gonna like go to school and like plaster that I was skateboarding. Anywho, it somehow became a topic in class, and he called me a poser. And I stopped skateboarding. I stopped wearing my etnies. I just completely, because I didn't want to be seen as inauthentic, I stopped doing it even though I really enjoyed it. And to this day, I still want to skateboard. Like, we pass by this skate park sometimes, and I always think about what it would be like to just ride down a ramp, a half pipe, like whatever. I still want to, and maybe I will. I played sports that I didn't enjoy or necessarily even care about, all because my friends did. And if I didn't do what my friends did, then I wasn't going to have anyone to like hang out with. And I really would close my bedroom door. I was a closeted Hot Topic shopper. I was obsessed with all things Avril Lavigne. And I listened to My Chemical Romance like it was a healing ritual. What my teenage self would have given to show up to school in fishnet pantyhose. Like, that was the dream. Hot Topic ones, especially. Like, that was my picture perfect outfit. And I even did one time, though they were not on my legs, I cut out like the crotch part and the feet part, and I wore it under a shirt. Like, yeah, I wore it under a shirt because I saw Britney Spears do that, and the magazine that I was like saw it in gave a tutorial on how to do it. So I did that, but I wore it under a shirt. She just wore it over a bra, but that was like the coolest thing that I probably ever wore. I can just imagine though, if I would have shown up like in a black skirt with fishnet pantyhose and like knee high like combat boots, or even like ankle high combat boots, just the knee high ones were in back when I was in school. Anyways, or like Converse, like something like that, I probably would have been like banished from my church and been like labeled a weirdo for life. But I just so badly wanted to be me. I've just always wanted to be me. Then flash forward 16, I become a mom, and the optics are like already not good at all. So I lean way into fitting in, being normal, being what I think a picture perfect mom would, look like, dress like. How would her hair be? How would her nails be done? What clothes would she wear? What shoes would she wear? Down to my haircut, my makeup, everything. I just didn't want to be seen as different. I didn't want to be seen as like crazy, or I just didn't want to be labeled as anything that I knew I wasn't, or that had any kind of like negative connotation to it, right? Because now I'm a mom, and so everything is just focused on that. And it's like, I just don't want anything negative associated with me, because all I'm like trying to do is be the best mom that I can possibly be. I got married, and my husband fully accepts me for who I am completely. Like, when I tell you, I do some pretty weird things, some pretty out of pocket stuff. Like, I say the most off the wall things, wear the most off the wall things, and he is just like, okay, cool, like, let's roll with it. He truly has made me so confident, like given me all the confidence that I have, like him and God, and me just like praying that I could somehow come out of this people pleasing shell that I was in. But of course, I still wanted to like fit in and be like a perfect little like wife, and like the picture perfect small town couple where like she's got her hair done, highlights and all the things, and he's just like so nicely dressed. And just, if you're from a small town, you know what I'm talking about, like that picture perfect couple. That's what I was like, okay, like this is what, and I'm zoning in, and I need to like do all these things and be all these things for like optics, so that people see me as like one of them, so that people don't see me as less than or weird or different or whatever. And you know what? They still do. They still do. Nobody talks to me. Like, nobody approaches me. I'm not invited to sit with the rest of the moms. Like, all of these things are still happening. All the things that I was afraid would happen or whatever, like I would get like pushed out or not like invited to the things. I They still are happening. But you know what no one says? You know what nobody talks about? My character. Nobody says I'm a bad mom. Nobody says I'm a bad person. Nobody says, any of those things. So why then would any of that other stuff matter? Over the years, I've let that part of me that I always knew was inside of me, I have like let her out, like with a crazy haircut or a wild outfit, wearing a skirt to a basketball game. Whoo, get crazy. Things like that. Like the shoes that I wear, a little pop of color here, a like I said, a quirky haircut or um hairstyle, like wearing the little space buns, things like that. I let those things creep in, but then I would immediately be like, no, 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 is that weird? Are people going to think that that's weird? Is that too off the wall? I would tell myself, if you switch your entire aesthetic right now, like that is so crazy. You're not a teenager, you're someone's mom. And I wasn't telling myself that because I truly was like thought that. I was telling myself that because of what I thought someone else might say about me. I followed trends, but I would always put like my own little spin on it, or maybe my hair would be kind of funky, or my makeup would be a little bit bold, something like that, so that I was still fitting in, but there was still kind of a peak of me, if you know what I'm saying. Like I was saying before, even though I did all these things, I hid myself, I watered myself down, I tried to follow all the rules, do all the things the way, like, according to society or like small town, whatever you want to call it. Even though I did all those things, I still never fit in. I still didn't get the friendly hellos. I never got the invitations to anything. No one ever asked me to be their friend or wanted to get to know me. So I was still not ever seen as an equal, even though I did all these things to try and fit into these boxes. When I tell you that this realization hit me when I turned 30 years old, like it was like overnight. When I turned 30 years old, it this realization hit me. And maybe it's because I was in New York and I looked around and was like, literally no one is paying attention to you. Nobody cares. Nobody cares if you bump into them. They're not thinking that you're rude. They're just like, yeah, she's on about her business. Like everybody is minding their business. Everybody is so into what they're doing, just like you are, and worried about themselves and what they've got going on. That like no one's worried about you. And if they are checking for you, if they are worried about you, like who cares? That's truly on them for using their headspace for that. That has nothing to do with you, because even if they think that your makeup looks like clown makeup, so what? You're the one walking around looking like a clown, not them. What, like, and so why would they be so focused on it? And when I realized that, I was like, you know what? If you are true to yourself and true to your character and who you are, be who you are, and your people will find you. Your people will always find you, but they can't find you if you aren't being who you are, who God created you to be. You have been waiting on permission to be who you are. This is it. But I'm telling you right now, you don't need it. You do not need permission from me, from your spouse, from your parents, from your friends, from anyone. You do not need permission. You do not need validation. Just simply don't. Whatever makes you feel the sunshine a little bit more, whatever makes you a kinder human being, whatever makes you smile like a kid at an ice cream shop on a hot summer day, do that. Do more of that. God only made one you, and He does not make mistakes. Being you, being 100% you, is literally your superpower, because no one else on this earth can do it. No one else can be you. They can imitate you, they can try and duplicate, copy, whatever word you want to use, but they cannot be you. The world needs who you were made to be. First step to recovery is to get your head out of your ass. Stop being so self centered. No one is looking at you. No one is looking at you. And if they are, who literally cares what they are thinking? If you are happy in your skin, if you are happy in your life, and if you like what you are wearing and you are comfortable, who cares? You have to stop caring. You have to let it go. And you have to be okay with looking weird, not looking thin, and not fitting in. You have to be okay with all that. And the second step to this is not everyone can see your vision. You have to learn that. Not everyone can see your vision, and that's okay. They are not meant to come along with you. If they cannot see the vision, they are not meant to come along with you. Third is don't settle. Never, ever settle. If it does not set your soul on fire, it is not for you. If it is not burning a literal fire under your tail, then it is not for you. And that is, I want you to carry that into your everyday when you're getting dressed, when you're doing your makeup. If you look and it is not like sparking joy, if it is not lighting a flame inside of you, a little flame, even a flicker, if it is not lighting that up, I realize my mic is right here. It's not for you. I have rediscovered music that I have not listened to in years, and it is setting my soul on fire because for the past 10 years, or literally my entire 20s, I just listened to what was on the radio. I did not discover new music. I couldn't even remember what kind of music I liked. I don't really know how I got back into the music that I used to listen to, but I have rediscovered that. I have rediscovered my love for so many things. And I put on my vision board about 6 months ago, 6-ish months ago. I put on my vision board, be who I am. Be who I am. I wanted to do this more. Be who I am. Dress how I want to dress. Wear what I want to wear. Do what I want to do. Say what I want to say. And for all things in my life, my like checklist is it pleasing to God? Is it kind? And along with like, is it pleasing to God? It's like, is it moral? All the things that go under that. And then, is it kind? And is it bringing me joy? Like, is it truly making me happy, benefiting my life? And those are the three things that I always want to put first. And I think that everyone should put first when they are doing anything. When it comes to, I mean, literally anything. It could be as simple as getting dressed, or how you treat people who you don't know, how you parent, like up to how you parent, and just like so many things. It just applies for every aspect in life. And so when I wrote my vision board, I made sure like that I wanted to write these things down, but they have to like follow those three things. And the way that I have just so naturally been put into positions where I can just truly be myself, and the doors that have opened since I've been like praying over this, because it's like a vision board, but it's more of a prayer board where I look at it and I say, God, help me to remember these things, help me to do these things, my health, all the things that I have on there. And it is just so amazing what God can do when you let go and say like, I am yours. And that's the theme of 2026. So above all, like, know that God created you so uniquely, and that you have a purpose, and that whatever sets your soul on fire is what you were made for, what you were set on this earth for. And I really hope that this helps you, and that you realize this way sooner in your life than I did, because like, this is so freeing. It is so freeing, and it just brings so much joy to my life. And I want everyone to feel this way. So, anywho, if you like this, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, drop a comment, let me know if you can relate in any way. I know that I'm not alone in this, and share it with a friend that you think may like it. But, anyways, guys, thank you so much for being here, and I will see you in the next video. Love you. Bye.